The Democratic Republic of Congo, or DRC, is the second biggest country in Africa. More than 100 million people live there, and there are over 200 different ethnic groups and almost 250 languages spoken. Because of this, Congolese weddings are full of cultures and tradition. Weddings in Congo are really special because they mixed our traditions, things from the time when Congo was a colony, and some Western or American weddings idea. So Congolese wedding might look a bit like a typical American wedding, but there is a lot more going on. One important thing to know is that Congolese weddings are very traditional and patriarchal. This means that men usually have more power and women are expected to respect and listen to the men and elders. This is closely related to conflict theory, which says that in society some groups have more power than others and try to keep it. In patriarchy, men have more power than women. This means men get more control and chances while women have less. A big part of Congolese wedding is the bride price. This is when the groom's family gives gift or money to the bride family. Some people think that this is a nice tradition, but others say it can make women feel like they're being bought, and that gives men more control in the marriage. The history of Congo also plays a big role. Both the DRC and its neighbor, the Republic of Congo, went through colonization by the French and Belgians, and this changed a lot of their tradition. Today, Congolese weddings are mixed of old customs from local tribes, things from colonial period, and new Western ideas. In Congolese culture, once a couple decides to pursue marriage, the woman's family publicly announces the engagement. This announcement prepares the bride for her new role and signals to community that she is committed, preventing other males from approaching her. Courtship is therefore a family and community affair, not just private relationship. Families plays a big part in pre-wedding process. Marriage is viewed as an alliance between families, so elders and senior family members lead the discussions. One important tradition is knocking ceremony, where the groom's family formally visit the bride family to ask for her hand in marriage. They bring symbolic gifts such as livestock or money to show respect and their sincere intentions. A key pre-wedding ritual is the bride price, known as lobola or dote. This groom's family presents gift or money to the bride family, which varies depending on its custom. This ceremony is more than a transaction. It symbolizes respect, commitment, and joining of two families. After the bride price is agreed upon and delivered, a large engagement party takes place. This celebration is lively and communal, featuring music, dancing, and feasting. Both families and the wider community come together to honor the couple and their union. Before the wedding, the bride may take part in symbolic tasks that prepare her for married life. These rituals emphasize her readiness and the transition she is about to make. The engagement announcement and celebrations also serve to protect the bride's status within the community.
There is nothing light about Congolese wedding days, especially the celebrations. After the dowry ceremony, the couple would then move on to the civil ceremony, typically held at a district court, where only the couple and a few family members can attend. This comes into connection with the functionalism theory, in which all the ceremonies and rituals represent the reaffirmation of the shared values, like respect for elders and the unity of two lineages. Once they registered their marriage, they say their first vows, as well as sign the marriage certificate, and then they eat a traditional meal with the direct family of the bride and groom. The final part of the wedding ceremony is the church, or the religious ceremony, where the couples say their vows one last time, but this time in front of a priest. And once the rings are exchanged, this is when the real celebration begins. Everyone heads to the reception hall, and every Congolese wedding must have an opening dance. In fact, I can guarantee you that if you search Congolese weddings on YouTube, the first 15 videos are all just the opening dance ceremonies. After the opening dance, it is the typical wedding where you might expect. Music and good food are enjoyed by all the guests, with the guests typically bringing gifts like traditional clothing, artwork, or even whole cows being common gifts. There are a few things that the bride and groom has to do though, especially with how crucial hierarchy and respect the elders is in the culture. The bride and groom has to kneel before each other's elders as a sign of respect and acceptance. One of the most unique things about Congolese weddings, however, is the tradition of not smiling during the whole ceremony and ritual, even the reception. This relates with the symbolic interactionism theory, as marriage in their culture is seen as more than just love and a contractual relationship. Rather, it is seen as a union of families and clans, and the no smiling symbolizes utmost dedication to the marriage. So yes, they are not allowed to smile or show joy throughout the whole ceremony, as it's supposed to be a very serious ceremony. The parents of both the bride and groom must be treated with utmost respect throughout every ceremony, and they often give speeches, blessings, and lead prayers. The dress code for Congolese weddings are normally suits for guys, either plain black or traditional patterns, and pagne or Ankara dresses for women, with Western style dresses becoming more popular today. In some cases, a theme can be established for the wedding, and guests would have to follow it, whether it be a certain color code or a pattern print.
The couple's visit to both families' homes is an important part of a post-wedding custom. It is also customary to bring gifts for their hosts as a symbol of unity, signifying gratitude and merging of the two households. The bride is expected to revolve around her new role within the family and also the community. Traditionally, the bride is also expected to fully integrate in her husband's family, demonstrating respect for her elders and fulfilling domestic responsibilities such as doing house chores or taking care of the children. If she happens to have any struggles to navigate the new married life, she is expected to seek guidance from the elder woman in the family. These expectations reflect the cultural emphasis on family unity and respect. The husband's role after marriage is centered around leadership, protection, and also being the main provider of the family. He's expected to ensure financial stability, make the key decisions, and most importantly, uphold the family honor. Receiving guidance from the elder men in his family is also an important to reinforce the cultural value of wisdom passed down in the family for generations. This connects with the symbolic interactionism theory, where marriage is an experience shaped by ongoing social interactions. For the bride, respecting elders, domestic household responsibilities, and nurture values are all tied to the cultural perceptions of womanhood, while for the groom, providing financial support and being the leader of the household are central symbols of masculinity. Through these symbolic gestures, such as showing deference to the older members of the family or take leadership in family affairs, this reinforces societal expectations. These interactions create social meaning, influencing an individual's behavior and perception of self-worth. One of the common expectations is for the bride to lose her virginity on the first night of being a couple. A practice that is still very common in Congolese traditions is virginity testing. This is a ritual that centers around a bride's purity. This involves female members from both sides of the family to inspect the bed sheets for bloodstains. Once virginity is confirmed, the results will greatly impact the woman's social standing, family honor, and even stability of the marriage. For example, in the Congolese community, majority believe that the virginity of a woman is to promote the value of a woman for the purpose of marriage. To promote the value of the family is another reason why the DRC community in Durban uphold the practice of preserving virginity. In a study, it stated that the virginity of a woman is still and often associated with the honor of the family. Therefore, in certain tribes of the Congo, the fiancé must offer a goat to the parents if the bride is found to be still a virgin. This is called the Umbujiwa Nyima by the Luba tribe of Kasai. If the bride is not a virgin, the groom may cancel the wedding and demand his dowry back. This practice reinforces patriarchal control over a woman's bodies and sexuality. It places the burden of purity solely on women while ignoring male virginity standards, reflecting gender inequality. It is also worth noting that the men aren't expected to preserve their virginity. Men are socially permitted to engage in premarital sexual experiences without fear of consequence, as their value in marriage is tied to financial stability, leadership, and family honor rather than sexual restraint. This reinforces the traditional power dynamic where women are expected to prove their chastity while men's sexual past is irrelevant. This disparity is a clear example of gender inequality, where societal expectations prioritize male autonomy while restricting female agency. In Congo, the legal framework of divorce is multifaceted and encompassing both fault-based and no-fault grounds. Fault-based grounds typically necessitate proof that one spouse has committed a wrongdoing, while no-fault grounds allow for divorce without establishing blame. For many Congolese, marriage is not just a legal contract but an integration of familial and communal ties. In many cases, customary laws dominate divorce proceedings, offering distinct protocols that vary from community to community. For instance, the Nganga community may have traditional rituals and practices that must be followed when a couple decides to separate. These customs often emphasize mediation and reconciliation, with local elders playing a key role in resolving disputes before the formalization of divorce. Therefore, the communal aspect is paramount, as divorce is not seen not only as a personal decision but as one that affects family and community structures. This interplay between customary laws and traditional beliefs creates a complex environment where the processes governing divorce are highly contextual. One prominent challenge is the lack of legal framework that unify customary and statutory marriage practices. Many of the individuals in Congolese communities are often governed by their own traditional norms that contradict or conflict with the national laws. This poses difficulties, especially to women, as customary laws may not afford them equal rights in marriage dissolution, therefore fostering gender inequality. This actually aligns with conflict theory because it highlights the struggles over power, resources, and societal change. Economic hardship, gender inequality, and political instability contribute to marital tensions, often leading to separation. Traditional roles and expectations clash with modern values, especially among younger generations seeking independence. Additionally, legal and institutional structures influence divorce accessibility, sometimes reinforcing societal inequalities. Overall, divorce reflects broader societal struggles shaped by financial challenges, cultural shifts, and evolving social norms.